the end of their BCom, they're both holding a BCom degree, and they also have a CMA professional degree. And today you see that more than 20 colleges and universities are running this program. There are 3 platinum provided approved providers, 40 plus active partners and course providers in India with IMA. And there are a lot of, in addition to the colleges, these IMA institute has also approached a lot of corporates wherein they have got a tie-up to provide this kind of CMA professional courses to the employees of these multinational companies. And if you see the member segment, 34% of the members are professionals, while 66% of them are students. This itself shows the kind of penetration IMA is having with the colleges and universities. And now, once you complete your CMA, tell me what is the kind of designation that you would like to have, or what kind of a role, what kind of opportunities that's going to come for the CMAs. There is a huge opportunities. Like you can work in any industry. It doesn't have to be only in financial institutions. It doesn't have to be only in software companies. It doesn't have to be in pharma company. It doesn't have to be in manufacturing company. It can be in any industry. It can be any of these industries, because you will see by end of the day today, you will see that the curriculum of these CMA course is so well designed that it provides the opportunities to the people who wants to excel in their area. It could be cost accountancy, it could be management accountancy, it could be financial accountancy, it could be even managing the roles of various operations. There are a lot of topics you'll see. It talks about how do you manage the cost, how do you use those cost parameters for evaluation of the individuals, how to use these opportunities to help them to grade them, to evaluate their performances, and so on and so forth. So coming back to this, the designations that you can look at is depending on the kind of experience, of course, you have. You cannot directly go and become a CFO or a CEO. Definitely you will start as an accountant, as a junior accountant if you are still a young chap. But if you already are a professional with 5 years, 10 years, 15 years experience, it will definitely help you in your existing organization also to step up to another level. I know many of my students have requested that they do these kind of courses, because they've seen that many companies in which they work, they're unable to go beyond where they are today because of simple reasons that they do not have a qualification like CMA. Most of the companies today recruit a lot of freshers from the colleges. They just need to clear the interviews and they just join. But after a few years, they are unable to proceed. They're not able to go beyond that particular level because of the reason that they do not have a qualification which is needed for them to handle a higher responsibilities. Okay, so that's something that I wanted to highlight. And you can play various roles. And I know many of my friends, my CFO friends, who are not chartered accountants, who are not CPAs, but there are CMAs. They proudly claim so. Yes, I know many of the directors, the head of finance, controllers, I see they are CMAs. They hold just CMA degree and they are running the finance head roles. In fact, 2 weeks back, I was looking at not 2 weeks, last Saturday or last Friday evening, we had a very nice debate in our CFO WhatsApp, wherein those guys were also, when I said those guys, I mean the folks who are not chartered accountants but head of finance. We happened to see a profile where there was an opening for a senior position in the industry. So we have this group where we just share if there are any opportunities like this in the common portal like this, so that if anybody is interested, they can apply. And we saw that one of the requirement was, that they need an experienced person only. They never said anything specific about CA, or never spoke about MBA or MCOM or anything of that sort. So what I'm trying to tell you is they just looked for somebody who has the experience and some knowledge on these areas. And a lot of people were CMAs, and they were appreciating the fact that there are CMAs who are getting these kind of opportunities to grow to a level of a CFO, a head of finance, controllers, the CEOs of the companies. Of course, as I said, qualification is one thing, but experience is the other thing. You cannot just directly jump into the roles of a CFO or a a CEO overnight. You just have to build that also with your knowledge and experience. So, but I can definitely tell you today the market is huge for CMAs. I can also tell you that one of my ex-colleagues was working in Dubai, and I met him in Dubai couple of years back, and he was telling the opportunities today in Dubai for all the CMAs. There's a huge opportunities because today you see Dubai is one of the countries which was not having taxes, but from last few years they've changed the rules. They've started charging taxes on the sales. They've got VAT now, right? Because of that, what is happening is they are. I'm seeing a question. I'll come to that in a minute, man. Because of that, there is huge opportunities for people who have completed CMA. They need people who are chartered accountants or CPAs or ACCAs or CMAs. And CMA is easy. You will see that CMA is pretty easy compared to other courses because you just have to clear 2 papers. That's it. Okay, I'm going to read out the question which Purnima has put. Purnima Mohan Ram. She says, is US-CMA considered as post-graduation when applying for Canada visa? You know what, Purnima? I don't have an answer for that, honestly. I'm sorry. I don't want to give you a wrong answer for sure. But I can check that and come back to you. Or I also recommend that, you please try to reach one of our, counselors who can help you on this. I've never seen this kind of question before, man. Really interesting. CMA considers post-graduation when applying for Canadian visa. In fact, I lived in the US for a couple of years, and I know that the US and Canada and Mexico, they've got an NAFTA agreement, and that helps whatever qualifications, whatever degrees that you take in one of the countries is respected and considered in other countries. I think the answer should be yes, Purnima, but as I said, I'm not too sure, but I would humbly request you to talk to one of my counselors, EduPristine's counselors, and they'll definitely be able to give you the right answer. Hope that helps you, madam. Okay, we move to the next one. Okay, we know that this is a beautiful profession that you can get or degrees that you can get. But what are the steps that you've got to follow to become a CMA? As I said, you just have to write just 2 papers. Just 2 papers, guys. I swear. Just 2 papers, man, and you are done. You'll call yourself as a CMA professional just with 2 papers. And the beauty of this is you don't have to write both the papers together. You can time your exams. You can write your exams when you're ready, when you're prepared, and you can. It's definitely going to help you in completing your. I'm reading a question. Also, as we're talking about this, it's okay. One of the anonymous attendees says, "I have an Indian CMA degree. Is it gonna complement my US CMA?" What exactly you mean by compliment? Are you going to say that it's going to help you, or it's going to? In fact, the answer is yes, sir. It's definitely going to be a compliment. Why? Because I don't know whether you're aware, as an Indian CMA, I believe the Indian Institute of Cost and Works Accountants had a agreement MOU with the IMA, by which you can actually get this US degree without writing any exams. That was a rule about 3 years back or 4 years back, and I believe that MOU has been now removed. They don't have such arrangements anymore. Okay. Yes, Anuradha. Why don't you unmute yourself and speak to me, guys? That will help me. Instead of the reason why I'm asking you to do this is I don't want to know. I want to ensure that I understand your questions clearly. First thing. Second thing is I also like to hear your voice, and it'll be easy for you to articulate your questions. Anuradha, go. Why don't you unmute yourself and talk to me? Ask your question. I'm giving everybody the right to talk. Yes. Hello.
Okay, hi, this is Madhav.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question regarding India CMA versus US CMA. Okay, earlier as you mentioned, okay, I do aware that there is a agreement between US CMA to India CMA. So if I do the CMA other than India, then okay, they can consider and okay, they can give the certificate. But I came to know from you that okay, the agreement is not valid.
Yes.
Oh.
What is happening is just like this agreement, which provided that Indian CMAs to get the degree of IMA or US-CMA, it also said that people who have this membership with IMA, they can also become get a license, or not exact license, membership from ICWA.
Yeah.
A lot of people in India started, but there was one catch that people should not be writing exams in India. So a lot of people found that opportunity. They went out of India. They went to Singapore. They went to Malaysia to write the exams. Write 2 papers. Right? As a cost accountant, you know how many levels of
Yeah,
exams
there
you
are
have to
60
write, how
papers
many papers
actually.
you have to prepare. Was it easy?
No, it's not easy.
It was not, right? But when you write, but if you see these 2 papers is so simple that they'll just step out of the country for a couple of, they just travel ticket. They go to Dubai for 10,000 rupees, 12,000 rupees, Singapore for 20,000 rupees, write the exams and come back.
Yeah.
That's it. And they get the degree of CMA. Plus, they will also be getting India's membership with ICWA. So I think that was one of the reasons why this was removed now.
Okay.
See, this helps, right? We're talking.
Yeah.
Yes, Anuradha, go. You still have a question? I know that you're saying hi. Other than that, do you have any other question mark? No? Okay. Fine. So coming back to this, guys, as I said, there are only 2 papers. You just have to write part 1 and part 2, or 2 papers. And the beauty is you don't have to write the first paper, part 1 first and second part second. You can write part 1 first or part 2 first and part 2 second or part 1 second, which means you have the liberty to choose whichever part that you want to write. As simple as that. Second thing is, you would need to, of course, have a bachelor's degree. That is must. I know when I was doing my CA also, people are saying, why are you doing BCom and all that? But actually, not all of us have to really work on getting some basic degree like BCom, because BCom is considered to be the basic foundation for every professional course. Of course, for doing CA, you don't need a BCom degree. But for other professional courses outside of India, you definitely need to have the BCom degree. Then along with these 2 exams and bachelor's degree, you also need to have 2 years of experience. And of course, you need to become a member of the IMA to be called as a CMA. Obviously, this is a must, just like CA Institute or ICWA in India or CS Institute in India, where just by writing exams, appearing exams, you don't become a cost accountant or chartered accountant. You need to also have a membership from the CA Institute or CS Institute or Cost Accountants Institute. So that's a must. That goes without saying for everybody, even for CPA and all that. Any questions? You guys have questions, please, unmute and talk, because the intention of this seminar is to help you guys, to make you understand the importance of this. And if anything is not clear, do stop me. If something is not, if I don't have an answer, I'll promise that, I'll get you guys the answer. Okay. And when it comes to writing exams, again, it's all online exams. You don't have to go and visit some particular city. In fact, compared to CPA, this is a major advantage. If you're planning to give your CPA, you can write only in India, in the US or in UAE. But today, I think, because of this pandemic, COVID, India is also given that opportunity, or CPA has provided the exam centers for in India for Indians. So till that benefit is there, if anybody's planning to write CPA, they can do it. But for that may be removed anytime. But for CMA, that is not the case. You can write your exams in any part of the city, any part of the country in India, and you can don't have to travel abroad. First thing. Second thing is, you also have slots. You can write exams either in January, February window, or May and June, or September, October. So you got 3 windows in a year where you can choose your day and give your exams. And I know most of my students who write who prepare, who join the classes, especially from this month, March, April period, they always try to give the exams by September, October. And I always encourage them. I always promote people to give their exams immediately rather than dragging it. For one simple reason, that as a student, we all know, how much to study, honestly, right? Kitna padenge, yaar? And once you're done with preparing for the exams, just go and give the exams. No, otherwise you will have to keep studying it. I know some of my students who don't do that. They want to prepare for September, October. They due to their inability of focusing on the exams or preparing for the exams, they miss this window. They go to January, February. So what happens is, forget about October, November, December, again another 2 months you have to study, man. At the end of the day, if somebody takes up this course, the intention is that you want to have a degree. To get the degree, you need to do the exams. So, which means you have to anyway give the exams. Why do you want to delay it? That's a point. Please focus on completing it within that period of 6 months to 1 year. In fact, you will see in the slide that people generally take 12 months to 18 months. But if you ask me personally, you shouldn't even go beyond 12 months. 1 year at max, 6 months to 12 months. That's all. I did my CPA within 8 months, guys. We can do it. These are such a easy courses, and you just need hard work, dedication, and focus. And within 3 months after the exams, after the courses, 2 months of preparations, you're prepared to give your exams. And as I said, you can give the exams in any order. Okay, this is mentioned here. 12 to 18 months is what the normal program is. But if you join me, if you join this institute, if I'm the faculty, whether I'm not there or I'm the faculty or not, my request is once you complete your course, schedule your exams, give the exams, and be done with it. Okay, don't drag it. No meaning in dragging it.
Hi, this is Madhav again. One question here. Okay, sorry to disturb you.
Please go ahead. Don't feel free, sir. Don't worry.
Okay. So what would be your recommendation or suggestion or maybe advice? Okay, the person who has completed ICW intermediate and stuck in ICW final and he has moved to JAB and he has almost 10 plus years of experience. And so what would be the best suggestion? Okay, CMA or CPA?
I would see both are equally good. It depends on what is your intentions. See, CPAs and CMAs are in demand today in India. Honestly, I won't say that CPA is superior or CMA is superior. They both are having opportunities to work in multiple locations. For the situation that you gave me, Mr. Madhur, I would suggest that the intention of the person who took up this ICWA is to become a cost accountant or a CMA, right? But for some reason he or she is unable to complete it. So to help him to complete this, I would suggest just take these two papers and ask the person to complete these exams, and he will be called a cost accountant. One of his dreams will come true. And when it comes to the opportunities, there is opportunities. All the companies today that is looking for finance professionals, they look for the CMAs. And I have seen CAs are being compared to CMAs as compared to CPAs. Why? Because CPAs are generally work on demand in the US, in North America, not in India. But there are companies in India which consider CPAs also equally important, but not in all the industries, all the sections, but in companies like GDS or KPMG, EY, and all that. There are a lot of opportunities for CPAs. So in short, to answer your question, both are equally good. But if I was you, I would simply look at completing these two papers and complete my CMA.
Okay.
If I was you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for valuable.
I wanted to become a cost accountant or get that from Indian Institute. For some reason, I'm stuck. I'll better do these two papers and call myself CMA. And you can call yourself CMA, Suresh Kumar, CMA, so and so.
Yeah.
Just two papers.
Got it.
And by the way, how many papers are there in the finals? Is it 8?
Yeah, 8.
See, 2 groups, 8 papers.
Yeah, that is again nightmare.
It's a nightmare. But you know what? You will see the contents. I'll just show you the syllabus, and you'll feel that wow, this is so easy, man. I wish I knew this long time back.
Okay.
We'll go to that. In fact,
as you mentioned, KPMG and these people also will consider CMAs.
Yeah, they recruit. No, they're recruiting. I know a lot of the students of mine who got job in EY.
Okay.
Because they are a CMA.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm seeing one more question getting printed there. Can I practice as cost accountant post completion of? Great question, Purnima. Can I practice as cost accountant post completion of US-CMA? Yes, but not in India. Not in India. You cannot practice in India. Okay, because India has its own rules, right? India has its own institution called Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India, and you need to be a member of that ICWI to practice as a cost accountant.
Yeah, there is cost audit and everything is there, but those things are not there in the CMA.
No, you cannot. That's the reason. The answer to Purnima's question is you cannot practice in India. Not allowed.
And you don't
have
any
law of the land. You have to stick to that. Yes. So this is what I was saying, Mathur. There are 2 papers I told you, right?
Yeah.
1 second. The same thing has come twice. Yeah. If you see this, I'm just going to next. Okay, we'll just look at this. The syllabus for part 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 chapters. Even for part 2, it's only 6 chapters. Madhur, I think you are one of the cost accountants. So tell me, how many chapters are there in one subject, sir?
Yeah, one subject itself more than 12. 12
Exactly. It's not a joke, man. I
Even
know.
cost audit itself is okay. 12, 14 chapters.
14
Cost audit.
chapters.
Only one chapter. Only one paper I'm talking.
Yes, that one paper is one chapter a year. Cost management. Yeah. And this will cover all that standard costing that you have, the process costing, job costing, all type of costing that we have is covered in this. Just one chapter, and they only focus on 15%.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, look at this. The only 6 chapters in 6 chapters in each part. So there are 12 chapters that you have to prepare, and you will be through. And look at the contents. Okay. Look at the beauty of this. The way they have actually articulated the portions. One second, I'm seeing another question. Sir, my question is, what type of experience will be considered for US-CMA? Because I have done a work as senior accounting executive. That is more than enough, Anuradha. That's more than enough. You just need to have 2 years of experience. It can be in any field. Of course, as long as you show that it was an accountancy. Now you see this, guys. The portions. The first part has got external financial reporting decisions. You won't believe, though, of course, okay, I'll also tell you, though it's only 15%, I have seen that this entire chapter covers the entire US gap. Seriously, it's not voluminous. It is not big. What is relevant from the exam point of view is what you're going to study. And the first thing is, of course, the financial reporting decisions. It's nothing but your basic accounting knowledge. What is debit? What is credit? What is cash flow statement? What is balance sheet? What is your income statement? How to recognize revenue? How to capitalize an asset? How to depreciate them? How do you evaluate the inventories? How do you report the inventory? What is related party transactions? All that you study as an accountant is covered in this one chapter. It includes financial statement, recognition, measurement, valuations. It's very easy. I swear it's very easy. It's not like what I'm exaggerating. Each topic is given its importance. Everything is studied in detail so that you can appear in your exams and clear your exams. In fact, I'll come to the beauty of this Becca in some time. Okay? I'll just cover this portions and talk about these syllabus, the uniqueness about the syllabus. Coming to the next chapter, it's planning, budgeting, and forecasting. Of course, here you are going to cover everything related to the strategic planning, the forecasting techniques like time series, regression analysis, the budgeting methodologies. You'll have zero-based budgeting, project-based budgeting, things like that. Then you also have performance budget, which means all about the variance analysis. You will have flexible budgets here. You will have cost centers. You will have reporting segments, cost measurements, and things like that. The next chapter is all about costing. As I said, you'll have overheads, costing systems. You'll have what's it called? The traditional method of overhead allocations. You'll have ABC method of allocations. Business process improvements. With respect to the internal controls, it's one of my favorites, guys. This is something you need to have a common sense. You just need to have a common sense to answer any questions from this chapter, because it's all about what is the right way of doing things. What kind of checks and balances that you would like to have. This is all about internal controls. And finally, the technology part has been added very recently. I think it was added just about 2 years back. Otherwise, it was just 5 chapters, guys. And in this technology, you're going to learn about the importance of technology in accountancy. Not that you're going to learn about Java, you're going to learn about COBOL or C++ and things like that. You just have to understand the various terminologies, various usages, like what is ERP, what is accounting information systems, what is databases, what is database management systems, okay, what is artificial intelligence, okay, what is cloud computing, and those kind of. You just have to understand these techniques, the meanings, which in turn will help you to be able to survive in an industry wherever we are going to talk. If somebody talks about cloud computing, after this chapter, you will say, oh, exactly, cloud computing means this, man, not exactly what I was thinking. It's not a cloud from where rain comes. It's a cloud. It's a virtual server. That's all. And that comes with the help of this subject. This is part 1. Now, when it comes to part 2, in fact, after you enroll yourself, you'll realize part 2 is much more simpler than part 1, because you'll see a lot of costing and some amount of theory here. Here you have theory, but most of these things are so easy for you to do that, you will prefer to do part 2 first. Most of my students I've seen who have given the feedback saying, so part 2 is much easier, sir, compared to part 1. In fact, when I take sessions, part 2 for me is more comfortable, more easier compared to part 1, because there is more of theory, but here it's more of practical things. Like, for example, financial statement analysis. Here we're going to talk about ratios, financial ratios, like liquidity ratios, solvency ratios, debt equity ratios. We're going to talk about financial statement analysis. When it comes to the decision, corporate financing, we're going to talk about things like long-term financing, working capital management, international financing. Here you're going to talk about forwards, options, derivatives, and you're going to be a professional, guys. I mean it. You see the kind of topics I've chosen to make you a successful individual in the industry. Now, when companies like, JP Morgan or Wells Fargo or Accenture, if they are trying to have this kind of a course for their employees, don't you think it help them? They all do this kind of job only, right? The employees do this kind of job. So don't you think this kind of information will help them to do their job more efficiently? And look at this decision analysis, cost, volume, profit analysis. I'm talking about BEP, man, break-even point analysis. Such a easy thing. People say it's a bias karke, because this is the most simplest, easiest topic. And this is one of the most heavily tested topic. This one and investment decisions. These are the two topics from where you get 40% of the questions. More than 40% of the questions come from these two chapters. And these are most simplest one. When I say investment decisions, it talks about NPV analysis, present value, capital budgeting, make or margin analysis, make or buy analysis, those kind of things, IRR and all that, payback period. Those are the simple techniques that you're going to learn. When it comes to risk management, of course, this is something that is not studied before. It's all about unique way of handling the enterprise risk. I mean, the risk related to the operations of the company, how to make the company flexible, how do they mitigate the risk, how do they identify the risk, how do they manage it. This is something that may be a bit challenging. I'll not challenging, it will be different. It's the first time you're going to learn. When it comes to professional ethics, this is just a rule book as to what is expected from IMA. If you become a member of IMA, what is expected from you? What are the rules from IMA point of view? There will be ethics that you have to follow as an employee of a company. How do you define those ethics? How do you define a policy? How do you draft a company's policy? Plus, there are also a couple of regulations which is covered, which talks about bribing is prohibited. That's called as US-FCPA Act. Okay, and they talk about that. So this professional ethics, don't you think, looking at these two syllabus, don't you think this is more than enough for any individual to be a successful accountant? Guys, tell me. I mean, I'm not trying to sell this to anybody. I mean it. It's not my job. And my job is to do a session. I'm doing it. And I'm not here, whether you guys pursue this course or not, that is secondary. But you tell me, don't you think you'll be, when you see this, don't you think there's more than enough for any accountant? If I have to recruit somebody, a fresher also, if somebody says, sir, I know what is cost accounting, I know all the debit credit entries, I know all the decision-making analysis, break-even points, don't you think that's helpful for me to recruit that person? I don't have to spend time in training that guy in all these matters. Right? Any thoughts? Any questions? Yes, Mr. Madhu.
No. Okay, you can go ahead.
So do you think so? Do you agree with my statement that?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's more than enough actually, because even the CA and CPA are. I mean, I'm talking about the CMA India also. These are almost all the same chapters actually. I mean, they covered in 16 papers actually, but it's different.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. Is there anybody else who wants to pass a comment, wants to share their thoughts on this? In fact, I'm also getting. I also feel like giving exams on CMA, so that I'll have one more degree to my name. That's all. But you know what? It's. I don't have time to prepare. Otherwise, I would have also given it. Anyways, so coming to the other stuffs, what kind of support you're going to get as a professional? You will get support from IMA with respect to certifications. Of course, you'll be called a CMA. Then you can also do certification in strategy and competitive analysis. Okay. Then you will also get 50 plus free webinars. Continuing education. See, it's very important that after you guys become an accountant, you should continue to be, keeping yourself updated with all the latest trends, or all the latest news, all the latest developments in the finance industry. That's the reason why this continuous hours education is very important, which means that you don't have to give any exam. You just have to read some articles and news and things like that. I'll come to your questions, Neha. Give me some time. I'll just finish this slide and come to you. The difference between CAP and CMA. Okay. Then you also have resources, career resources. They give you all this support. Then you also have a lot of research and publications. They give you a lot of management accountant quarterly awards. They give you a lot of recognitions. Okay. There's a question from my friend Sneha. She says, what is the difference between CPA and CMA? The difference is very simple, ma. CPAs are allowed to practice in the US and they can sign off. They are the auditors. They can sign off the balance sheet of the companies in the US. Okay, but CMAs cannot do it. That is one difference. And when it comes to the job opportunities, they are equally considered to be equally competent, equally smart. Not that they just give importance only to the CPA, they also give importance to the CMAs. The job-wise, there's no problem, but when it comes to the CPA, it is the practice which makes a difference. The only CPAs can sign the balance sheet and financial statements, certify certain things, but CMA cannot do that. Hope that helps, Neha. Okay. What are the benefits of getting a CMA degree? This is what we all look for, right? At the end of the day, we all work for something. What is that? Income. And this is based on the study performed by one of the institutions, which says US-based CMAs earn 28% more in total median, that is average compensation, than those without both the CMA or CPA certification, which means they're comparing CMAs with non-CMAs and non-CPAs. They're not comparing with CPAs, mind you, because CPAs, according to the study, they either get the same or more than CMAs, naturally, right? Because they have the authority to even sign off certain things. Okay. Next, globally, CMAs earn 50% more in total median than those without CMA certification. This is something that I've seen also. Most of the people who are CMAs, see, the simple example that I was giving is, moment you complete a CMA, you are given an opportunity to get promoted. But if you don't have the CMA, you get stuck in the same position forever. I know a few of my students from one of the big companies, they wanted to do this because they said, sir, from last 10 years, I'm in the same role, sir. I got this job as a fresher from a BCom. But today I'm married, I've got a son, I've got a kid, but I'm not getting promotion. I just got 2 promotions and that's it. And thereafter, they said very clearly, I cannot get promoted beyond this because I don't have this additional qualification. Either a CA or a CPA or a CMA or have ACCA. Some additional professional qualifications are a must. Got it? So once you get that, obviously you will get promoted, you'll get more income naturally, right? Very natural. Then helps distinguish you from your peers. That goes without saying. Obviously, a chartered accountant is definitely a superior guy in terms of knowledge and experience compared to non-CA. In terms of only the experience and knowledge, right? But otherwise, they both may be an excellent human being. They may have the excellent qualifications as individuals. But when it comes to the professional thing, CA is different. Likewise, a CMA versus a non-CMA, you will find CMA to be definitely 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps ahead of a non-CMA, right? In the professional of accountancy. If I've got a 2 profile, I've got a BCom profile and a BCom with CMA profile, which one you will choose? You tell me, guys. Anybody who is in the process of hiring and all?
Yeah, CMA guys on BCom plus.
Obviously, right? You may end up paying a couple of lakhs more, right? But still you would prefer to have that individual because he'll be able to do your work properly in a more efficient manner, right? Then most important thing is this fact that CMA is globally recognized. In fact, guys, I would personally tell you this, personally advise, my personal opinion and advice, don't hold me accountable. Once you complete your CMA, you don't have to live in India, man. There are a lot of people, a lot of students who ask, sir, can I get a job in abroad? Yes. Yes. Answer is yes. Straight answer is yes. Kalluri Kalyani, you want to talk? You want to ask some questions?
No, sir.
Okay, ma. Can you go on mute, ma? Because I am seeing there's some disturbance. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, okay? Thank you. Okay, we know what is the value of a CMA. I told you, right? This is a professional course. You always treat a professional with a lot of respect, with a lot of dignity, isn't it? A commerce graduate will be a commerce graduate, but a person who has got an expertise in the commerce field will definitely have a superior, dignity, superior responsibilities, and he will be empowered. He'll have more upper hand in growing in the profession. And I have seen it, guys. I told you, right, last weekend, last Friday evening or something, we saw opportunities. And you know what? Now I see CMAs are getting equal opportunities as CAs, yeah. I feel bad, honestly. Personally, because I'm a chartered accountant, man. It's so difficult to become a CA. But today, the world is changing. They need a professional who can have the qualifications, the knowledge, the talent, the techniques that you learn from your professional degrees, which can take you to that kind of a higher level of positions in the companies. So I'm not joking. It's a fact. I know many of my friends who are not CAs but done CMAs. They are in wonderful positions today, and there are opportunities for these guys. So who should get a CMA? I mean, of course, everybody should get, according to me. Whoever has got the ambition to be successful in the profession, so professionals who want to work in management, people who want to demonstrate professional expertise in financial analysis, planning. This is where I was telling, where you have the opportunities from companies which is doing all the BPOs and back office services. Okay, that's this point. And people who want to distinguish themselves as management ready without having to go through MBA program. See, you can be one of the directors of the company. You can get into the CFO, finance director, the controller's role with this CMA degree without even having a MBA qualification. And this is one of the slides where it says the tie-up and placement drive by IMA. I believe they have a tie-up with Amazon, where they are taking all these BCom plus CMAs for various roles. They have this. And I'm sure IMA will not put any fake advertisements to promote their business, right? I know I've met the CEO of IMA India, and that gentleman was so dynamic, so humble. He was talking so high about this profession, and of course that is his job. But still, certain things come very naturally, right? Because of the fact that you believe in the system. And this is just to show you the events that was done by IMA in various sectors. So I don't think that's very relevant, but I just want to share. And this is my favorite part. In fact, I was a student with Becca. I did my CPA in the US when I was living in the US, and I did my CPA using the material of Becca. I love Becca. Why? Because it helped me to become a CPA. And the best part of Becca is the way I always put forward this to my students is, you all remember when we were studying in our LKG, UKG, or first standard, second standard, or third standard, what used to happen? We used to study the entire syllabus, but just before the final exams, annual exams, the teacher used to give us some 30 questions or 40 questions at max, and that is known as revision questions. And ma'am used to ask us, "When did you come prepare with those revision questions?" Right? And what is to happen out of those 30 questions? You will get the 10 questions in the exam, and you'll clear the exams. Right? Do you all remember that? Do you all remember those days? Or no? At least I remember, boss. I'm sure you guys are not that old or that young to not have those kind of systems. We had it, right? You should have a syllabus.
Yeah.
Why I'm bringing that point?
I do remember.
Yes. Why I'm bringing that point is because this Becker does the job of revisions. The Becker does the job of giving you those 30 questions. They don't give you the entire question, 100 questions or 100% of the syllabus that is needed to be covered. They give you only those 30% or 30 questions, which is required. When I say 30 questions, don't think only 30 questions you have to study. I'm talking about I'm relating this Becker to our first standard, second standard, where we should have 30 revision questions, 30, 40 questions, no? So Becker does the job of giving only those chapters, those topics, those contents, which are relevant from the exam point of view, which is what will come in your exam also. Because at the end of the day, Becker, what is your intention? Do you want to become an expert in the field of finance? At least if you ask me personally, yes, but not by proving that I've become a CMA. I just want to complete my CMA. The intention of my courses is to complete my course. Once I complete my course, then I have a lifetime to become an expert in the field that I want. But I want that course. I want a degree. For that, you need to just go with those institutes or those providers who can do the job of picking up those questions without much difficulties. Got it? So Becca is one of the global leaders. I am still, I have my Becca books, man. I swear, I still have those books. I preserve them because it's beautiful, dude. I swear, you will enjoy that. You will enjoy reading Becca material. And I really envy this guy, for being such a professional, institution. And you will also see that when if you do either CMA or CPA, Becca is the one that EduPristine uses, and it's pretty good, pretty good. And they've got more than 1 million students who are prepared with Becca. The top 100 accounting firms rely on Becca for their staff exam preparations, and I mean it, it happens. 2,900 accounting firms, corporations, alliances, government agencies, and universities choose Becca. It is a world-class institute material, and you will find them to be super good, super good. And what are you going to get? When you want to do this course, you have hard copy textbooks, you got e-copies, you got 24 months of access to the software, which is more than enough. Man, I told you, right? Forget about those 24 months. What I told you guys, if you're writing exams, within 12 months, you should complete both the papers. That's what I told, right? So when you completed this additional 2 months of no use. But I'm just telling you, this is the offering by Becca. They also have more than 2,500 multiple choice questions. This is very, very, very important. More than the material, this is the best. These two are the most important things. Why? Because multiple choice questions are the way, and essays are the way the exams are going to be given. They're conducted. So if you are going to work on this multiple choice questions and the essay type questions, you are almost rare to write your exams. Why? Because almost all the questions that you're going to see will be more like a repeated type questions. Okay, but it won't be the same question. They change the situations, but the concepts that you learn from this is what is going to come. And this is the key. I always tell my students, read this so that you're aware of what you're going to read. But 75% of the effort should come from this. Do multiple choice questions multiple times. Then you also have digital flashcards. Flashcards like, pointers, something to memorize, something to remember.
Sir, I have one question, sir, here regarding essay questions, actually. So, do you have any criteria that, okay, you do minimum score in essay questions or something?
I'll come to that in a minute, sir. The next slide has it. Yes, okay, sir. You need to. You'll see that. You'll see that. Okay. You also have a lot of mock exams, obviously. That is just to prepare yourself. Then you also have progress test, comprehensive progress test to show how you're progressing. And they also give you exam tips and wonderful study plan. Okay, just by following this, you'll be in a position to handle any exams. And finally, you also have quiz assessments. When I don't, as a student, I don't want to waste my time in all these things. I'm happy with this and this. If I wear the hat of a student, I'll be more than happy to have with this and this and this. And don't worry about all these things, because I strongly believe in this. Whatever I am today is because of the way I studied all my life. So I don't want to keep wasting my time and changing my style. Purnima, you want to ask questions? Purnima, you're on mute. You have unmuted yourself, Purnima. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so what are the offerings? I think there are questions as to the fees and things, and I'm just coming to that in a second. You see, the offering is you guys have live virtual classrooms. You guys also have live physical classes in India. You may be in India, you may be in Bangalore or in Chennai or Hyderabad or Mumbai or wherever you are. There are live classes and virtual classes provided, and you also get support continuously till you guys complete exams, and you also have access to the recordings and practice questions. That's what is being offered as a student of EduPristine. And not only that, when it comes to the classroom training, it is going to be 30-week of instructor-led classroom training. If you guys are lucky, you'll get me. If you guys are unlucky, also you'll get me. And I'm just trying to be a bit funny, but I love teaching, and EduPristine doesn't choose anybody just like that. They have a rigorous process to choose the industry experts who has experience of the industry, and also who has the experience of talking to students, explaining things, articulating things, and stuff like that. Okay. And not only that, you also have 24/7 online access to the program material. Obviously, you have 24 months of access. And you also have recordings, access to all kind of recordings. In fact, if you see, once you get the material, classroom training, In addition to the physical classes, you will also have the material which is recorded, which means you have recorded sessions of the faculties who can teach you the same stuff, but it's recorded. The only problem is you cannot stop them and ask them questions. That's the only problem.
How long that recorded sessions will be available, sir?
It's 24 hours, sir. 24 months from the time of your subscription.
Okay.
And you look at this EduPristine live virtual classrooms. Again, the way we are doing the virtual sessions today, you will also have this. You can also go for that, wherein you have 175 plus hours of live online classes. You will have exclusive.
The classes will be at what time, sir?
So that depends, sir. I think it depends on some of them are done on the weekend, some on the weekdays, some in the evenings. It depends. I think.
Yeah, if it's weekends, means at what time? Suppose people were in.
On Sundays, generally on Sundays it's from 9 to 2, or Saturdays is 9 to 2. Depends.
9 to 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hello.
It can get changed also. Based on the convenience of the students, the programs are designed by these guys. Okay. Yes, madam. Somebody was saying hello.
Hello.
Yes, Kaluri.
Sir, when you started the classes, sir?
We've not started the classes yet, ma. I think the program will start soon.
Only online classes, sir?
Physical classes will come, ma. You have physical classes also.
When you start physical classes, sir?
I'm not sure, ma. I think it's starting next week. You can check with the EduPristine, coordinators, ma, please.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you. Yeah, somebody was asking about the fee structure. And don't ask any questions beyond this. I can only show you the screen. I don't know about anything about how much they charge. And this is the first time I personally know that they charge so much of money or fees for every topic. In fact, you will realize that these are worth investing, guys. I mean it. They are really, really worth investing. The amount that you see is reasonable, according to me, and you shouldn't be surprised with all these things, because you're going to do a professional course. So if you see the classroom, it's valid for 1 year. Which okay, one more thing I want to tell you. I also know that these guys will also tell you to take repeated sessions, which means, for example, say somebody attends this batch, say February, March, and April, they complete this batch, okay, for part 1. And after 3 months or 6 months, they start the part 1 classes again. They allow the students who have enrolled in this Feb, March, and April to rejoin. They allow you to take repeated classes also without any charges. Guys, that's the biggest advantage. And locations are Bangalore, Pune, Delhi, Chennai, and Mumbai. So Hyderabad also is covered. So normally it takes 7 to 8. This is for both the groups, part 1 and part 2. And Sundays is a class. And if it is online, it's valid again for a year. 85,000 is the fees, and you get it's online session. You can be in any part of the country or any part of the world, and you again go for 7 to 8 months. And this is on Saturdays and Sunday between 7 in the evening to 10 in the evening. You also have wanted textbooks, which are available for 37,000 rupees, where you have to study on your own, where you won't have any of these access. Any questions here?
Yeah, but here, sir, Becca textbooks means that textbooks including 2,500 questions and everything will come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just
except coaching only. Yes, online or physical.
Yes, sir. See, this one has everything. This has all the book, classes, support, everything. This has physical classes and materials and things like that. Here you don't have any classes. You just have they just sell the books.
Just okay. We'll take that material. That's it. We have to prepare our own. Yeah.
Guys, remember, in addition to this course fees, you also have this IMA fees, which you have to remember, because as a student, you need to pay this fees to get the membership and to write the exams. This is the fees for the exams.
Yeah, if you take the Becca textbooks and all, okay, we'll get some discounts, right?
I think you also, exactly, very good point. I was about to mention that. I think there are some times they give you some discounts, some unique discounts codes that can be used to enroll with IMA and pay your fees. There will be a lot of discounts also. Okay, one second. I think that's all I have. Okay, I like the statement. In fact, I was reading today morning. I really liked it. It says, the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. See, I think this goes with this. People would have got a shock if they had seen so much of money. But you see, the sweetness of discounts that you get from other institutes will be forgotten soon, moment you see the poor quality being delivered by others. That's what exactly this means. The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low prices is forgotten. I really want to put this as one of my, Facebook status. It's pretty good, pretty interesting, pretty nice. Anyways, I'm not trying to do a sales job here. My job is to educate you about the program, which I've done. Now, I would like to say thank you. But before that, I know there are a lot of questions coming up, but I don't know which one is the first question or the question that I did not answer.
Okay, yeah. So it's a personal question, sir. Again, okay, the Becca Plus versus other training institutes, right? I mean, from the material perspective, like GLEM CPA, GLEM CMA, and there are so many other things.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. As per your personal experience, which one is better? Becca Plus is better, or?
So I told you, right? I didn't study GLEM, okay, but I know one of my friends in New York. He was also an Indian CA, 1 year junior to me, and he was working KPMG and he went to the US, and I was also in the US. I did Becca, I did CPA using Becca, he did CPA using GLEM, and he took additional 1 attempt. That's all I can tell you. I don't want to tell anything beyond, but I don't know anything beyond this.
Okay.
Yes, Purnima, there are EMIs available. You can talk to the institute, EduPristine, they'll help you on that. Becca is in India. They have through this EduPristine. EduPristine represents Becca. In fact, Becca owns EduPristine.
Okay.
I think I answered the question on the total cost fees. IMA fees is in dollar. How much is it in rupees? Whatever the number is, into 72 rupees. Into 72 rupees, ma. I think I'm answering. I want to ensure that I answer all the questions. Is there anything that is not read by me?
So, what is the difference between the professional fee and the student fee in the fee slide of IMA?
Oh yeah, that's a great question, man. This is if you're a student of any college, if you're still in your BComs, that's the fees. But if you're working somewhere, then this is the fees that you're to pay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I just have a quick question. So you were saying that there were like MOUs between Indian ICWA and
Madam, it is not there anymore.
US-CMA. So similarly, if at all I complete my US-CMA, are there any tie-ups? Are there any MOUs?
No. As of now,
for US-CMA?
As of now, no.
As of now, no. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. But guys, don't miss the opportunity. I've seen that the trend is that, there are a lot of people taking CMA. I mean it. Lots of people. It's like, I'm also a stock trader. I do a lot of investments and things like that. When I started my stock profession, stock trading, or stock investments about 12 years back, there are hardly any people who can talk about stock, who can hardly talk about what are the different indicators, what are the courses and things like that. But today you see any Tom, Dick and Harry has got a YouTube channel. Any Tom, Dick and Harry, whether he knows anything or not, he will speak about stock market. Okay. Which means a lot of people who have got into the business of stock trading now. Okay. Likewise, CMA is also getting the same mode. I'm seeing lots and lots and lots of people pursuing this, and the opportunities are also humongous. It's actually creating lots of opportunities for the new people who have done CMAs as compared to the just BCom and don't have any other professional course. And this is easier, less expensive compared to any profession. Less, it's cost effective. Just 8 months of investment, maximum 12 years of investment. And I don't want any of my students to take more than a year. I mean it. Okay.
Sir, one more question. Maybe it's if you feel that it's a dumb question, but okay, it's one of the important. Okay, one of my friend asked actually. Okay, his age of almost 52 years, but okay, he's having almost 25 years of experience. Is it worth to do now?
See, there's no end. There's no age has got nothing to do with these things. Personally, it's all about the individual's inclinations and what is his goal, what he wants to be after these exams.
Yeah, because okay, you wanted to continue in the same job, but okay, just is thinking. But he is working as in one of in IT company, so like
yes, sir,
in ERP.
It helps, sir. It definitely helps. It definitely helps.
Okay.
I'm also going to read another question from one of the students, Anthony. Anthony says, sir, CMA US and BCom India is enough for employment in US on a normal salary terms. Please enlighten me additionally for business analyst, or financial analyst, and CFA. So CFA is a totally different course, Anthony. Vinicius. It's totally different. It cannot compare CFA with CMA. CFAs are financial analysts. They are going to be primarily, working in financial institutions where they talk about more of investments, which company to invest in, which stock to buy, which corporates to do the valuations and things like that. Okay, but CMA is more like a management accountant. He will do MIS, he will do reporting, he will help the company to take decisions. Okay, in what is the pricing that has to be followed, what pricing strategy to be followed, and things like that. So don't compare CFA with CMA. I mean, CFA is definitely different from CMA. CFA is different from CMA. And when it comes to the employability, yes, CMAs are recognized. I told you, right? CMAs are definitely on demand. There is no doubt. And with BCom, if you want a visa to the US, you need a BCom degree first. Without that, you won't get a. You are a CA, but don't have a BCom, you don't get a visa in the US. You know that? Just because you don't have a basic degree, you cannot get a CA. Just with CA, you cannot get a visa. So BCom will help you to get a visa and also good opportunities.
Yeah, it's Purnima again. So I have two questions. So one is, I am pursuing Indian ICMA. I've given my final exam, and I'm also working for an investment banking company in Bangalore. So question is, and I am really interested in pursuing US-CMA. So I just wanted to know how well I'm going to get benefited by pursuing this course and also being in the investment banking line. And my second
role,
question
madam? What is your role? When you say you're in investment bank,
I'm a senior fund accountant.
Exactly. And what exactly does it means? It means you're going to look at ensuring that the fund is properly performing. You know when to invest, when to exit from the particular fund, and create wealth for your investors. Am I right?
Right.
Perfect. So when you prepare for the CMA, one of the topics in part 2 is all about fund investment decisions. And you'll have a lot of topics like options, derivatives, forwards, swaps, and stuff like that. I don't know whether you're handling all those things, but that will be an added bonus for your job.
Okay. All right. And my second question.
Sorry, so just one more thing. Let me also tell one thing very bluntly to all of you. Whatever you're going to study will not be used in your real life. You may use it only to some extent, not everything will be used. Like, for example, if I take the example of Purnima, she's just doing a fund accounting job, but we are going to cover stuffs like basic accounting. We're going to talk about risk management. We're going to talk about internal control. It's got anything to do with fund management? Definitely not, right? You have to keep this in your mind. Whatever. See, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a CPA. Am I doing anything exclusively on anything and everything under this umbrella? To a large extent, yes, but not everything, right? So keep that in mind. So any course that you do will definitely help you in your profession. And please try to do these courses as soon as possible. Younger, you're better, because as you get older, and I know people in the call, if they're older, they know the difficulties they'll have for not completing the courses when they were younger. Sorry, Purnima, you had another question. Please go ahead.
Yeah. And also, I'm also looking for opportunities in abroad. I'm also in the process of applying for PR and everything. So I just wanted to check with you. I definitely know that US-CMA is globally recognized.
Yeah.
So at this particular point of time, do you think by completing my US-CMA, it's gonna help me move forward in my career or help me fetch a job easily in abroad?
The answer would be yes to you. I think one of the questions from you was Canada. Canada is a place where there's huge demand for accountants, and I'm sure when you're saying PR, your permanent residentship, I believe you must be working with one of the immigration companies in India, right? So please work with them. Tell them that you can also revalidate with them whether this will work or not. And that they will also confirm that yes, this is going to be an added boon, added advantage, and you will be able to find a job very soon. Very soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, and good luck with your migration to Canada. It's a beautiful country. It's one of the countries I've never visited, and that's one country that I'm yet to see in North America. But yes, it's a beautiful country. I know a couple of my friends living there, and they say it's one of the best countries to live. So all the best. May God bless you on that. And you don't go there and do this course because that will be expensive.
And that's one more reason I want to pursue right now, so that it's gonna be. I really don't have to worry about it in future. Thank you
Precisely,
so
and
much.
you always have to be cost conscious, and especially being Indians, we have that in our blood. So let's try to spend everything in rupees but earn in dollars.
All
Yeah,
right.
good
Thank
luck.
you.
Pleasure. Anybody has any other questions, folks? Good. So I think we have taken 7 extra minutes. Yes, Shubham. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have two questions.
Right.
Going back to the 12th slide, there was a certification tab regarding CMA and CSCA. What was that about?
Certified in strategy and competitive analysis. That's another certification, man. It's more towards the development of strategies for the company, for the takeovers and things like that. And that's totally different from CMA.
All right.
What's
And
another question?
yes, another one. So I'm currently working in the field of master data management, that is in SAP. So now I wanted to know if my knowledge on SAP is anyway going to be benefiting CMA. Like if I pick up CMA, is that going to be beneficial or not, or will that be an added thing to my career or something like that?
Can you just repeat your role now? I mean, you said sorry, there was a train that was passing near my house, so I couldn't follow your question clearly. You said
Yeah.
you
So
are
I'm currently working in the master data management field, the SAP related field regarding all the master data management and the list price and all of that. So I wanted to know if that is going to be benefited, or is it anyway
So
going to?
just help me understand more. When you say you do the master data management, it's
Yes.
more from a technical point of view, right? You just maintain the database.
Yes.
And do you
Yes.
also get into anything like programming and things like that?
No, not programming.
Not programming. But you know what, Shubham, honestly, I'll give an example of one of my friends. I'll give you that example, then I'll help you answer this question. We all joined Infosys together. He's also CA. And I got a chance to go to the US. And he got a chance to work in Infosys IST, which was all about SAP, the ERPs and things like that. And that fellow is now flying across. He's settled down he was in Australia now. I think he's settled down in Singapore, and he works for Apple. Okay. And what helped him is the CA profession. He's not a technical guy. He's technical only from the finance point of view. So what I'm trying to tell is the CMA will help you to get more technical knowledge on finance. What is debit? What is credit? What can happen? What kind of rules will be playing behind the minds of the professionals like finance leaders. With that, you can actually get into this SAP consultations. You can actually get into this Oracle implementations, SAP implementations, things like that. And you can be one of the business analysts who will be able to focus, talk to the customers, get an understanding of what they want, and convert those things into a solution which your developers will be able to do. So in short, there is a huge opportunity, buddy.
So you suggest that I should actually not leave out the SAP part and actually pick just continue with it if I get a chance in the future. Like I can pick up CMA right now, and probably do an added certification course, or like on in SAP FICO or something like finance and controlling.
That will be wonderful. What a combination that would be, huh?
So that is. I just wanted to know like if that is actually beneficial, or
it is.
like is SAP and CMA actually related or not, or they absolutely.
I told you, right? I just give an example of my friend, and I swear, he's one of my close friends who lives in Singapore, and I got an Apple iPod from him at a discounted price. Nice. I'm just kidding, but yes, it will help you, ma. It will definitely help you.
Okay, so in that case, I can pick up CMA and do
but
an
what
SAP
is your basic qualifications, Shubham? You're from commerce background or technical background?
Commerce.
Then it should be okay. Because if you're not from commerce background, then it would have become difficult for you to understand certain concepts. But since you're from the commerce background, it will be easy. Yeah.
So I can pick up SAP FICO and like continue CMA as well. It's a
great combination. Yes, both are great combination. With your CMA knowledge, you'll be able to implement your SAP or grow your SAP knowledge and use that for your business. I mean, your employer's business growth, which in turn will get you more recognitions and more rewards.
Okay, so also now that you know about my master data management, it was mentioned that 2 years of experience is required in CMA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is this counted relevant to?
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. But I think,
Yeah.
just to be on the safer side, I would recommend that you talk to one of the counselors of EduPristine. They should be
All
able
right.
to confirm on this. Because as I said, to whatever I know, I'll definitely tell. If I don't know, I don't want to give you wrong information and make get to do this and screw up yourself. I don't want to do that. That's definitely not my intention. And for that matter, that's not the intention of even EduPristine. They want to be very clear, and we want to be very clear on your plans, decisions.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Good,
Thank you.
guys. Anything else? I think if you have any more questions, please let me know. If not, I think I would like to personally thank all of you for wonderful questions and patiently listening to me for the last almost 1.5 hours, 1 hour 15 minutes. And I wish you guys all the very best, whether you pursue this or not. It's your call, but my humble request is reconsider. Do not give up this opportunity, because tomorrow you will realize that the cost has increased significantly, and you will also realize that the opportunities that you had to be a successful person by taking this course has been missed in future. If you don't do it now, it may cost you a lot in future. Yes, thank you very much, folks. Have a lovely weekend, and I hope to get the opportunity of meeting you guys in future again and teach this subject for you. Good luck. Take care all. Bye-bye.